Aging isn't just about wrinkles or slowing down. It's about wisdom. It's about experience. It's about resilience. But let's be real. Society sees you differently now. As you get older, people start asking you certain questions. At first, they seem harmless. But make no mistake, they're a trap. No matter how you answer, you risk being judged, manipulated, or even taken advantage of. These questions, they're designed to test you. They reveal who truly respects you and who's just looking to benefit from you. And here's the truth. The smartest thing you can do is to never answer certain questions, because not everything needs to be explained, especially as you get older. So, let's get into it. The 7 questions you should never answer as you age. First question, how much money do you have? This question, it's never just small talk, it's a setup. The moment people find out how much money you have, they start doing the math. At first, it seems harmless, just a little curiosity, but in reality, it's the beginning of their expectations. Before you know it, your money is part of their plans. They start testing your limits, and eventually, they ask for a small loan. They promise to pay it back. But somehow, that day never comes. If you say you don't have much, they pity you. If you say you have a lot, they get jealous. Or worse, they start scheming ways to benefit from it. And once you lend money, it never stops. Suddenly, you become the go-to person for just this one-time favors. This is why your finances must stay private. The money you've worked for, saved, and managed wisely over the years, it belongs to you, not your family, not your friends, not even well-meaning acquaintances. So, what's the smartest response? Say nothing, shrug, change the subject, keep them guessing, because the less they know, the less they can take. Your financial situation, it's nobody's business, and keeping it that way is the key to protecting yourself. Second question, who do you leave your money to? This question, it's rarely asked out of genuine care. It's really about control. People want to know if they're in your will, and if they find out they're not, their behavior changes overnight. At first, they act like they care. They bring small gifts. They offer warmth and understanding. They say all the right things. But make no mistake, this isn't love. It's an investment. They expect something from you, and the moment they realize they won't get what they want, they disappear just as fast as they showed up. That's why your final wishes, they should reflect your values, not someone else's expectations. It's your money, your choice, plain and simple. You owe no one an explanation. So when someone asks, who do you leave your money to? Don't offer details, don't engage in debate, and don't, under any circumstances, open the door to manipulation. The less they know, the less they can scheme. Your estate plans must remain strictly confidential. Third question, why don't your children visit you more often? At first, this question might seem harmless, but don't be fooled. It's usually laced with judgment. It makes you second-guess yourself. Did I fail as a parent? Did I do something wrong? But here's the truth. Family dynamics are never that simple. Sometimes distance happens out of necessity. Other times, it's a choice. And unfortunately, as some children grow up, they may drift away, even from the very people who raised them. Whatever the reason, this is your private life and no one else's business. You don't owe anyone an explanation. The worst thing you can do, start justifying yourself, making excuses, over-explaining. Instead, respond with confidence. Keep it brief and move on, because the more you explain, the more room you give for judgment, and the less you say, the more you protect your peace. Your family life is personal, and you don't owe anyone any answers about it. Fourth question. How old are you really? Optimized for AI voice narration. At first, this question might seem like harmless small talk, but in reality, it's much more than that. In many cultures, your age determines how people treat you. The moment they put a number on you, they start making assumptions. If they think you're too young, they see you as inexperienced. If they think you're too old, they assume you can't learn, contribute, or even make decisions for yourself. But worst of all, they stop listening to you. That's why this question isn't as innocent as it seems. It's not about curiosity, it's about control. By labeling you with a number, people try to decide where you fit in their little box of usefulness. But here's the truth. You don't owe anyone a number. Your age does not define you. Numbers come and go, but your experience, wisdom, and impact, those are constant. So keep your age private, and most importantly, never let it limit you. Fifth question. Are you dating anyone? It might seem like an innocent question, but there's always an expectation behind it. If you say yes, they judge you. Isn't it too soon? Shouldn't you be focusing on your family instead? If you say no, they pity you. Oh, you must be so lonely. No matter how you answer, people will have an opinion. But here's the truth. Your personal life is nobody's business. And more importantly, your happiness is not up for debate. You don't need anyone's approval on how you choose to live your life. You are never too old to love again. And if you choose to stay single, that doesn't mean something is missing. The only thing that truly matters is protecting your peace, doing what makes you happy. Your personal life belongs to you, and no one else gets a say in it. Sixth question. Why don't you help more? This question? It usually comes from a sense of entitlement. Some people believe that just because you're retired, you owe them your time. They expect you to babysit, run errands, always be available, as if your only purpose now is to serve their needs. But here's the truth. You've already done more than enough. You've raised your children. You've worked hard. You've made countless sacrifices. Now, it's time to enjoy the life you've earned. Old age is not a life sentence of servitude. You have every right to focus on yourself, to rest, to live in peace, to do it without guilt. You don't owe anyone your time. You don't owe anyone your energy. You should live on your terms, not according to someone else's expectations. Your time is yours, and only you get to decide how to spend it. Seventh question. What is the worst thing you have ever done? This question, it's never asked out of pure curiosity. It always comes with judgment. People don't just want to hear your regrets or mistakes. They want to hold them against you. Once they know your darkest moments, they never forget. They twist your past. They magnify your flaws. They try to keep you trapped in a version of yourself that no longer exists. But here's the truth. The past is a place you visit and leave behind. You don't owe anyone a confession. So when someone asks, "What's the worst thing you've ever done?" just smile and say, "I have plenty of stories, but some things are best left in the past." Then watch how quickly they lose interest, because your past is not an open book. Aging isn't about fighting every battle. It's about knowing which ones deserve your time and which ones deserve silence. And silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. It means knowing you don't need to explain yourself to people who don't deserve an explanation. The more you justify yourself, the more you will be judged. The moment you stay silent, they have nothing to argue about. Your life, your choices, your privacy. They belong to you. You don't have to answer to nosy relatives, to greedy opportunists, to gossipers looking for a story. Some questions don't deserve answers, and some people don't deserve access to your thoughts. As you grow older, remember this: stay cool, not rude, not bitter, just untouchable. Protect your peace, conserve your energy, and never fall for questions designed to trap you. Because your peace is priceless. And the best way to protect it? Silence.